of things inside the animal protein, such as saturated fat, are toxic and they cause insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes.
Dr. Youngberg, let me ask you this. Let's say somebody comes to you and they say, I'm diabetic. It doesn't seem to me like there's anything I can do about it. I'm giving you 5 minutes. What would your, okay, I've just got a couple of moments pitch be to that person who really wants to take charge of their diabetes?
So that person needs some encouragement. They need to see some success. And the best way to show people success is to say, okay, I know you don't like checking your blood sugars, but do this for me. If you want to really know how to do this properly, start checking your blood sugars, like I said earlier, about 1 hour after the beginning of a meal, and just eat whatever you normally eat, and do that for a couple days. You know, whatever your favorite foods are, you know, splurge a little bit, eat your desserts, see how high your blood sugars actually go at 1 hour. That might actually scare you, because if you've been diabetic for a while and you haven't been checking your blood sugars very often, you have no idea how high your blood sugar can really be 1 hour after consuming a regular meal. So now you know what the problem is, how high your blood sugar really is after the meal. And now, without changing even your diet yet, go for a walk right after finishing that meal for a half an hour. We know from our own research over the past 20 years that for every minute that you go for a walk immediately after finishing the meal, your blood sugar 1 hour later is going to drop anywhere from 1 to 3 points. And so if your blood sugars are running high because you're an out of control diabetic, you could literally drop up nearly 100 points at the 1 hour after the meal mark, just simply by going for a 30-minute light to moderate walk. That begins to show you the power of exercise, of activity, in turning around that underlying insulin resistance.
So it seems to me, and this is what I find fascinating, that diabetes is such a devastating disease and so many of us are afflicted by it. But what you're saying, Dr. Schwartz, I'd like you to comment on this. What you're saying is that the path to great success is really the path of some pretty simple steps. Is that really the fact?
Yes, that's absolutely the fact, John. Let me tell you, interestingly, if you ask somebody, what is the best way to prevent diabetes? And Dr. Youngberg is absolutely right. I believe in exercise and a plant-based diet. But let's say they ask, what kind of food helps the most? Would it be berries or cruciferous vegetables or whole grains? And people will probably say cruciferous vegetables or fish or whatever, and it's the whole grains. And it's so simple because there's something in whole grains, it's called cereal fiber, that really improves the body's ability to respond by producing more insulin. And so cereal fiber does that. Additionally, it produces these short-chain fatty acids that really improve the body's ability to produce insulin response. So it's very simple. Exercise, whole grains, and fruit. That's really about as simple as it gets.